The Bar Group, raising the bar in real estate. Your Lake Highlands, Lakewood, Preston Hollow pros. You can find them at thebargroup.com. Unparalleled customer service for your real estate needs. The Bar Group.
Coming through.
No. Hey, listen, I have a serious problem here. And I want everybody to heed to this warning. I'm going to give you a warning here. I'm starting to see a very bad trend. I've seen two signs that say pickleball, but it's two separate words. Pickleball is one word. I'm almost 95% of that. And Mrs. Doubtfire's with us. What do you think, Mrs. Doubtfire? True or false? Pickleball is one word or two words? One word?
One word.
That's not. Anyway, so I'm driving and also listening to cold case files, and because we all do that, we listen to murders and stuff like that. And I caught myself. This murder was like almost 30 years ago, and both of the people that pled second-degree manslaughter and apologized to the family, got year to life. If they got away 30 years, whatever. And I'm sitting there going, "Why are you begging for your life? You took somebody's life. What?"
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going deep. We're going real deep today. We're going deep because we have a very special guest on this show. Hold on. There it is. Where's the camera? See that? Look at that. So that's a much better. See, what if I held this up and did my show like this? Think that'd be good? Anyway, this is Mrs. Elliott. Say it. Mrs.
Elliott
Mrs.
Shuey.
Mrs.
I have lots of last names.
Holy crap! Are you bipolar?
ADHD.
Yeah, me too. That's why we get along. See? Anyway, so tell us your name, please. Confirm it. I don't want to screw it up.
Jamie Elliott.
All right.
That's my pickleball name, and my married name is Shuey. So.
Okay, that's all right. My name's just Curtis Reese, so I'm sticking with that. So, anyway, we have an amazing pickleball player here today, and she grabbed my attention through people of good people. So I feel like for the show, I've told you everybody has a story, and I felt like, or I knew that getting her on here, this amazing player on, we should go to another aspect of pickleball that's near and dear to her heart and a lot of people's heart, is wheelchair pickleball. So without further ado, Mrs. Jamie Bunch. I'm trying to be polite. I don't know you that well. So she is a wheelchair champion, a Screen Actor Guild card member or something. What else you got?
IPTPA.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
AARP. No.
Shut up. Yes. My dad was on the show. Did you watch my dad's episode? He was on here.
Look, I'll have to watch it.
We call him Doomsday.
Okay.
Anyways, so let's go to it. When did you get into pickleball? Shoot to it.
About 13 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, I actually started, my first time to ever get on a court was 1990.
Oh, wow.
I was at a high school reunion in Washington State.
Wow. Oh.
Vashon Island.
Really?
Yeah, which is not Bainbridge Island.
Oh.
There's a lot of islands up there. And it was at a high school reunion. One of my husband's high school buddies says, "I've got a court in my yard, pickleball court. Let's go play." And I'm like, "What?"
Pickleball.
The old wooden paddles.
Yeah.
So 1990 was when I played my first
So that was
game.
like your 3-year anniversary out of high school? Is that right? 3 year? 3 years?
1990. I graduated.
I'm
I already
just
told
kidding.
you when I graduated.
All right, anyway, so that's awesome. So, okay, confirm this, please. This isn't on the run sheet. We're going off the cuff here.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got into this 5 years ago with our mentor and friend, Cmon Rifkin at IPTPA. I remember him saying that you'll hear this a lot. You'll hear the sport was named after a dog named Pickles. You'll hear it was named after Crew.
Yeah.
And I didn't know him at all, and I just raised my hand and I said, "Sir," and he goes, "Your name?" I go, "It's Curtis Reese from Royal Oaks." She goes, "Hi, Curtis, how are you?" I said, "So deductive logic here would say it's named after the crew, right?" He goes, "Correct." And so he goes, "You'll hear that." And he goes, "People argue with you about that." And I got yelled at about 8-9 months ago by a player who said that their spouse did crew at Dartmouth, and she'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay, we'll just go with yours, named after Dog Pickles. And then a Sports Illustrated article comes out, talks about how it was really
I hadn't
named.
seen it, yeah.
There's also a 360 that went on at the end of it, because my wife texted me, she goes, see, it's proof it is named after the crew. So
Yeah. Well, and USAPA had an article on there about, when pickleball started and all the members, Joel Pritchard and Barney McCallum. And there was a little segment in there from Barney. It says it was named after the dog. I should know, I was there. However, other people say the dog wasn't even part of the family at the time. So it's going to be a mystery forever.
Fair enough.
But I
I'll
don't know
take
why
that.
someone
I'm
hadn't
fine with that.
interviewed the children who were there back then. It's always the adults that are saying it was the crew.
because they're like, I don't want to hear about
Yeah.
this crap anymore. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, so you got into it 1990, so a couple years ago. And then why? What got you hooked on? I'm sorry. Why?
Well, I tried to get it going. We lived in Washington State, and we lived in an old logging town, and most of those people were not into sports and stuff. So I didn't get it going at all up there in the little town that we lived in. And then we relocated to New Mexico, to Angel Fire, New Mexico.
Wow.
So I got hired to be the purchasing person for our new community center that was being built. And that would have been around 2007, 2008. And I thought, oh, pickleball. I remember playing that,
Yeah.
13 years ago or 18 years? And so I went through the catalog, and they had a pickleball net, but you're not going to believe this.
What?
It was the yellow heavy plastic that you fill with sand or water.
Oh no.
And there were 2 of them with PVC pipe and the net.
Oh no, really?
That was our net, because we didn't, back in, I don't even think we had internet in our little town. Angel Fire back then was pretty remote, and we didn't have internet, so there was no way. Everything had to be ordered over the phone, and I didn't know anything about grants or anything. So we ordered that, and we started. There were 4 of us girls playing pickleball back in 2009.
Wow.
And then we finally got it going a little bit more, little by little.
That's great. I've been doing a lot of that. I've been doing a lot of starting something and then just, not really feeling the vibe with what's going on, and then you just kind of got to move on. And I understand how it starts small and it grows big. And I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
We're getting courts at Green Hill Tennis Center. Like Green Hill
Ooh,
Sports,
yeah, awesome.
And another program. But I've been able to help with a lot of places around town, and I've enjoyed all the stops.
So apply to be an ambassador.
Yeah. Well, you said, what did you say earlier? You said USAPA. Can tell our listeners.
Well, that was the former name of it was USAPA.org, and now it's USA Pickleball.
Oh.
So that's the new
Got it.
the new name now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so what brand do you endorse? Do you like the most, or why? Which one are you with right now, or which one do you feel the most comfortable with currently? How does that sound? Because a lot of people kind of adjust.
I still type in, if I want to look at something on their website, I still type in USAPA.org.
Oh, but
I do.
Oh, for your paddle? I thought it was your
No.
pickleball.
I'm talking about on their website, and then you can go in and look. But you're talking about paddle.
Yes, what paddle?
I'm a, which side is it on? Paddle Tech girl.
Yes,
yeah,
Paddle Tech.
I'm sponsored actually by both
Yes.
Chicken and Pickle and Paddle Tech, and I've been playing with Paddle Tech probably about maybe 6 years. I've tried other paddles, but Paddle Tech's always been my love.
Are you superstitious? Do you have like certain people you play against? Do you use different color paddles, different grips? Do you wait? Do you eat a certain food? Do you wear a certain sock? What's your favorite paddle? When and why? But
my favorite of all the Paddle Techs that I've played with, and being sponsored, they'll send me a couple a year to try. And I do like the Rain Pro. It's a little bit longer, and now that I'm playing from a sports wheelchair, the longer paddle really gets me to the ball easier.
Now, is this is a question for because my dad played. He's 80 now. He tried one of those extended paddles, right? And he's
elongated.
Yeah, and he said like in a tennis racket, you would is the sweet spot little bigger, or is it adjusted for basically the sweet spot moved on those more extended rackets? Because it seemed like there was a dead spot for a
Paddle.
while. Yeah, damn it. You beat me.
Everyone's going to laugh at me saying that because my friends, I'm always saying, paddle.
You're the first person that said that to me. You know that? And you win. This sucks. I hate this episode. Ren, I'm going to stop this episode right now. I'm going to walk off, okay?
Okay. Well, we've started playing, a group of us playing ping pong, and they actually call their ping pong paddles rackets. And we looked it up, and they're called rackets.
What?
Yeah. I'm telling
Rackets?
you. Yeah, ping pong paddle rackets. Oh. But yeah, the Tempest is really my favorite of them. And the elongated, the Rain Pro. And my first paddle was the, Pro Light, which I liked Pro Light. And then I went with Wilson. And then I went with TMPR. Yeah, look at your shirt. Wilson!
Well, I've been with them 27 years. I've had a contract with them since 1998.
Yeah.
And I did try their paddles. They're fun. They know they're yelling. They're whatever.
The Wilson was okay, but I went to Paddle Tech and have been with them. And I started out with the Tempest.
Yes.
And then after that, it went to the Tempest Wave.
Oh.
And the Wave had a little bit more texture on the paddle face. So, and with the word wave, that's right when they started getting them USAPA approved. And so the Tempest Wave, by having the word wave on there, because they didn't have the stamp on those paddles back a while back. And then I went with the elongated, which I like. And I do have the Wave Pro, the Dave Weinbach paddle, the Badger. Nice. And I like that, but I really like the elongated better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so your certification, when did you get certified with IBTPA? When was
in April of 2021.
Okay. I beat you.
Yeah?
I was 2019.
Okay.
I win.
Yeah.
See, I beat him.
Well, I had been, teaching anyway, and I just thought I'd get it under my belt.
Yeah.
And I contacted Riff and said, I'm playing from a chair. Here's my history of pickleball. Can I do it? And he said, sure, come on. We'd like to have a wheelchair person. And everyone at the class was so welcoming because I just had the chair maybe 3 or 4 months. So I was still learning. But, he was comfortable with me getting certified. So
leading to that, tell us your pickleball, the wheelchair. When did you start that?
Oh, my journey. Well, I had been playing about 10 years standing, and I worked real hard to get my rating up, and then I found out I had a cancerous tumor on a rib, and I had to have 4 ribs removed. But in 4 months, after lots of physical therapy, I was back playing. I competed in Albuquerque in the Senior National Olympics and qualified with a silver.
Baller!
Yeah. And that was standing, and then a year to date, after 3 months, every 3 months having to have scans, another tumor was on my spine, and when they went to take it off, they couldn't get it all off, and so I had radiation, and my legs were paralyzed. But in probably 3 months, I was back walking, only because I told my husband, I'm tired of banging up these walls in a wheelchair, and I'm not getting out of my chair to paint walls. Yeah. So that was my incentive to get out of my regular, everyday wheelchair.
I'm not painting this house.
Not painting this house, yeah. So
walk.
I started thinking, I know a girl in Louisville that plays pickleball in a sports chair. And so I got online, and you're not going to believe where I found mine. I found mine on Amazon. There was one on Amazon, and they shipped it right to me, and so I got the chair in January of 2021, and I'm still learning. It's still a learning curve, And then I got it in 2021. In October of 2021, went to Dreamland at Dripping Springs, Texas.
I'm trying to get with her. Who owns that? The Dreamland, is that?
I don't know who owns it.
Keep going. Sorry, y'all. Pickleball Paradise. Sorry.
So the Hall of Fame tournament was there last October, and they had a wheelchair division. So got to play. Now my partner is Coach Tubo Zarano out of New York, and he is awesome. He runs a really good pickleball clinic up there, and gets everyone. And he's also real good friends with Riff, so they have where Coach Z can actually teach like Riff does. And he was my partner, and we had to play against Jennifer LaCour and her wheelchair partner, Alex Hamner and her wheelchair partner, and Steve Peranto in his wheelchair.
Golly.
And all three of those are Hall of Famers.
I know that. That's why I'm just saying, wow.
Well, we got some points on them.
I wasn't hold on. Let the record show
I don't
here.
think
I'm not questioning
I shouldn't say
her
I think.
ability.
Yeah. I shouldn't say I think. I know we didn't get any wins off of them, but we got some points off of them.
I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, and then they had the actual double wheelchairs event. So, but they didn't do it this October. They had the tournament down there again, but they didn't add a wheelchair division. So that's one of the things I'm trying to do is get wheelchair going. And even though I can walk, I'm just not steady enough to stand. I'm like a zombie. I can stand and serve just to feel like I'm still in the game, and I can get up to the net and dink. But as for playing, I play permanently, probably will for the rest of my life in a wheelchair, and physical therapy 3 times a week for the rest of my life. But that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't get to it, just call it out.
You know, we've got to promote this a lot more, this wheelchair pickleball, because as we're aging, some of us are aging out, hip surgeries, knee surgeries, or, say, children that are going through something.
Yes.
And, the kids and the youth is our future of pickleball, keeping it going. And
I was at St. Jude's with my wife's company, Brinker. And next year, I'm going to be, work with you. Everybody hear this? With you to do something for the St. Jude's with wheelchair pickleball.
Okay, you got it.
And
you got it.
more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, and Jason Oates, he's our regional ambassador for the Mid-South, and he is going to have wheelchair pickleball in the Mid-South tournament.
Okay.
We'll do hybrid because I don't know how many wheelchairs we can get. But, you had Laura Kemp on, and as she told you, they're getting 2 wheelchairs at every chicken and pickle. That's what their goal is to have 2 wheelchairs. And they're getting utilized for people coming in that aren't real comfortable standing and playing or worried about getting hurt or falling. So doing that. So, yeah, my heart is to get these wheelchair people. And if I see somebody in a wheelchair, like the other day I was up at the hospital getting my scan, and I saw a girl in a wheelchair, and I started talking to her. Hey, she says, no, I'm not interested in pickleball, but I'll watch it.
Do you know what my slogan is? Come on, let's pickle.
Let's pickle.
Come on, let's pickle. That's what I tell people. I started that years ago because my dad was like that. And I said, Dad, come on, let's pickle. And he goes, stop saying that. And my dad's the kind of catches stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to remember that. But
well, you know what my slogan is?
I'm afraid what?
Where there's a wheel, there's a way.
I'm not afraid of that. That was awesome. There's a wheel, there's a way.
Where there's a wheel, there's a way. Oh, that's right.
That's some
you
really
just
good
can't.
shows.
You cannot just give up, no matter what you're going through in your life, whether it's divorce or a loved one has passed away or just a surgery. You can't give up. You've got to stay motivated. You've got to stay active in your life. There's just no room for giving up.
She had to do this before she came on the show. All that right there. I'm just kidding. No, what she is, I want the name of those people too that you brought up to come on, and if you talk to them, I'd like to have them on.
Okay.
Hear their story.
Okay.
So we know what your current focus is. So these are kind of fun. So tell us about you. Where you're from, siblings, moms, dads, pets, plants, kids, whatever. What you got?
No plants.
Oh.
My dad was in the Air Force, so we traveled not a whole lot, but, we lived in San Antonio for a long portion of, me going to school. And then when my dad retired, he was a gunsmith in the Air Force, so his career was a gunsmith even when he retired from the Air Force.
Really?
And so we moved to Irving, Texas, and that's where I graduated from high school back, I already told you the year.
I know.
Yeah.
1985, I got it.
And so then I went on to Stephen F. Austin for 2 years, and then I got this bug in my ear from a friend to become a stewardess.
A stewardess? A stewardess?
Sky goddess, a stewardess, sky goddess.
Oh,
so I hired on with Braniff, and I actually got hired by Southwest, first flight class, and I gave it up to go with Braniff because I wanted to see the world.
Yeah, I've taught some people, some players that did it, but started similar as you, and it's no lie. They used to say how it was just so much fun. It's just then everything gets overhyped like with anything, but she said it truly was amazing to do stuff like that.
Back when we had to really serve food. I mean. I have to always tell people this is the worst flight, though, from Dallas-Fort Worth to Kansas City was, I believe, an hour, 24 minutes from the chocks being pulled out from the wheels to the time they're getting pulled in, put back in, and serving a full meal and beverages. I mean, there were times we landed, we were throwing the meal trays in the bathrooms on the floor, just throwing them in there just to get the door shut for safety reasons. But yeah, it was a short flight to do all that, but it was fun.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Did
now
you
not
like
much.
make the food actually, like make it, or is
No,
it
it comes on by a catering company,
yeah.
and they come unfrozen, and then as soon as they bring them on, we get them and put them all in the little ovens, turn the ovens on, get that coffee going, and
Oh man.
yeah, it was a fun year. It was almost 20 years. So,
Was it?
yeah.
Well, I mean, and so Brandon, where were they based out of?
Here, right at
Were
Love
they?
Field. Yeah,
Oh,
in
okay.
fact, I noticed the other day when I went to Love Field, the entryway used to be Tom Braniff, and now it's some other name, and I think Tom Braniff's street got moved down a little ways, but Braniff was out of here, and Oklahoma City, I think. Yeah, and then when Braniff filed bankruptcy, which we were shocked because between Braniff, American, and Delta, the three airlines were the largest airlines.
Wow.
You know, and anyway, we filed bankruptcy, and then my new career started
And then what was that?
as a stunt woman.
She's a stunt woman. Did you hear that?
I'm retired.
Well, duh. I mean, I don't know. You might not be.
Yeah.
So she was a stunt woman. Okay, so what are you, any movies that you want to think you could throw out there that I might know, Ren might know?
Maybe. It depends. I mean, because I hung up my card in 2015 and started collecting my pension. I had enough, 30 years overlapping from flying and doing
wow.
stunt work kind of together because I got my SAG card in 1985.
Wow.
But my first film was, and you're too young, you probably weren't even born, but some of the listeners will probably remember Peyton Place.
Come on, man. My mom
Did
watched
she watch
that
it?
crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what I worked on was Peyton Place: The Next
I
Generation.
worked at a video store, man, from
you remember?
1990 to 1997. I don't know because I once played college, but I saw everything. Yes, I remember Peyton.
But this was Peyton Place: The Next Generation.
We stocked those. We had you were in that.
The Next Generation. This is when Mia Farrow's baby is a teenager
I
now.
know. I used to stock it.
Yeah.
We used to stock it. People calling reserve videos, and you put the
Oh
post-its
my
on. I'm
gosh.
telling you, I got the weirdest memory in the world.
Yeah.
It was at Video Village.
Yeah.
Store number 2 in Rowlett.
And then RoboCop we filmed. I worked on just the first one.
Wasn't some of that filmed here?
A lot of it was filmed
what I
here.
thought.
Yeah. In fact, the police cars all have Detroit stickers on them, but yeah.
They were Dallas, weren't they?
Yeah. I doubled Nancy Allen on that
You did?
series. Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
then,
okay.
yeah.
See, I got some of this stuff. Don't underestimate me.
Working at a video
The power of
store.
ADHD, see?
Yeah.
So that's funny. Peyton Place. All right. So, what's your favorite story thus far to tell about pickleball? Favorite story?
I don't know if I have a favorite story. I mean, I was really honored and humbled to be able to play with the Hall of Famers.
That's it.
Because we went to dinner that night and watched all the inductees and watching and listening to their stories about, some of them started out playing platform tennis. I don't even really know what that is.
I don't either.
But a lot of them, like Hillary Mallory. I don't know if you've seen the video. Right after they did the drop serve, she did a video with a drop serve between her legs.
No, I haven't seen
It was
that.
hilarious. I have to send it to you. But Hall of Famer and the Hackenbergs, and there's just a lot of them. But hearing their stories and what they went through and what they did to get pickleball really, really going, even though I think it really boomed during this COVID time.
Of course.
Yeah, the COVID just brought it out.
No, of course. And I mean, yeah, I went through, I still go through struggles with it, but still trying to keep finding a spot to do it. And
Yeah.
But I'm in it for the pickleball and people like you. And the show's about stories which lead to pickleball, which lead to as a part as to why. And that's one of them. I mean, so your favorite one's playing with those Hall of Famers. I mean, I don't have one yet. I'm not able to play tournaments, but next year I'm refocusing on that because I'm minimizing my schedule to just the show in one other place and just going at it. But what's your favorite shot?
I've done 2 standing around the poles, and in my wheelchair I've done 2. And my friend Juanita Vincent, and a lot of you people may remember or know Juanita Vincent, but she was my partner. And I'm a lefty, so it came to my forehand, and of course I get wheelchair people get 2 bounces.
Yes, just like in
So
tennis,
by the time
right?
I got 2 bounces, and at the Salvation Army, they've reconfigured our courts.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 nets on one end. They're only probably this far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Right through it.
You did not.
Second bounce, yeah,
Whatever,
got it through there.
dude.
Yeah,
That's great.
so that was fun. That was, Barney. Barney helped me.
Barney.
Barney. That's the name of my chair. I named him Barney after Barney McCallum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these people, I want to, like I said earlier, I just want to say it, but I want to get their names and you talk to them. We'll talk about
Okay.
off the show. All right. So you saw the run sheets. This is kind of the fun part. The fun part is like, I will ask you like your favorite band and song right now. Like right now, I've been listening to Pearl Jam, their album Binaural. It took me 20 years to say it right. And it's a song called Thin Air. It's a really good mellow type, hills and valleys, and so what's yours right now? Your band or your song?
I listen to worship music. So
Okay, that's
Casting Crowns
Okay.
is one of my favorite
Nothing wrong with
groups,
that.
Casting Crowns.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I talked to another guest who is friends with Mr. Tim Tebow, and he's we had a guy in the show actually, Kevin Mark. He just gave some copies of his book out and similar stuff. Like
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
his
it's
books
great.
and his story is amazing.
Yes.
Of how he
Yeah.
is alive today. Yeah, amazing.
So then, my favorite binge movie, I would say we are going to do Yellowstone. Have you done that yet? Have you seen?
Oh yeah,
Yellowstone?
I've
Do you like
caught
it?
up. I've caught
Don't
up.
tell me. Don't
I
tell me.
won't. I'm caught up.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, what when you were in the now we can talk about fun here and free, but what was it like being a stunt double for? Did you say Nancy Allen? Is that her name? Mm-hmm. I know
Yeah,
who she
RoboCop.
is.
Yeah.
What were these people like really nice to you, or were they fun? Or
Yeah, but a lot of times you don't see who you're doubling because they're all off on maybe first unit, and the stunt people will do the second unit. So first unit, maybe they're filming inside a building.
Okay.
Where second unit, we might be doing their stunt work outside.
Oh wow.
So we don't see them, but for continuity, hair and makeup and all that, we'll take a
I can see
picture
that. Okay.
of their clothing and what they have on, and then we duplicate what they're wearing. If I have a wig on, it has to match her hair and the clothing and But you don't. The makeup doesn't matter because a lot of times when you do things, your face, if you'll watch, think it's a
I
stunt
wanna
person.
do
Watch
that.
their faces
Yeah.
are covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Stunt. Well, let's see here. Stewardess, is that what you called it?
Yeah.
And then a stunt double.
Yeah.
And then a pickleball superstar. I love
I
it.
tell you,
When I grow up, I want to be like you. Okay.
I have had an
believe
amazing,
it.
blessed life. I
believe
have no complaints. My journey is here for a reason, and I'm gonna, just go along with it. I've been trying to get into the VA to be able to maybe help some vets that are in chairs.
We need to talk off.
Okay,
I got
we'll
some-
talk
I got
off of
something
that.
for you.
But the wheelchair person in Louisville, she and I are going to, on December 4th, Market Hall, the Abilities Expo. And we're going to introduce pickleball there to the Abilities Expo at
Send me
Market
info
Hall.
on that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go with your. So you like Yellowstone. So what about your favorite sports team? Are you Cowboys or like Rangers? You like sports?
I do, but
I
I'm
do
not.
love liking sports.
Yeah,
My
I'm
parents
not
loved it.
really.
That's fine.
I don't. If anything, it would probably be the Seattle Seahawks.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll
Yeah.
take the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
So you have a favorite pet? We have a a labradoodle. No wait, yeah, a labradoodle named Chief, and one what's it called? Damn it, it's my parents' old dog. No. Oh God, I forgot it. Anyway, those,
Well, we had a black lab, and she died of old age. I'd
what-
say, yeah,
my-
yeah.
hey.
And I tell you, to the day that we ended up putting her down, she was still looking around for a ball or a stick to get for us. I mean, she was amazing. So a lab or a golden, those are my favorite. But we don't have any more pets right now. It's kind of hard to have a pet right now.
We our dog of 17 years. His name was Dude.
Dude.
Yeah, we got him. I think we just got engaged. Mel and I did, and it was 2001, I think. Anyway, 2000. I can't remember. Anyway, he passed away in 2021. It was, dude, that's some tough stuff.
Yeah, it is.
And then we got Chief, and then my parents got one, but they got too old, and we adopted Gus from my parents. We have two dogs. So,
Yeah.
What's one thing that nobody knows about you? What's one thing that people don't know about you that's funny?
Well, have you ever wanted to fall into a Christmas tree?
Yeah, but not when I was a kid.
Well, I had to do a scene on the movie DOA with Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and I doubled Meg Ryan.
Oh, wow.
But I was doubling 3 actresses on the set. So there was a scene where Dennis Quaid's ex-wife gets hit with a toy Ferris wheel in the head.
That was you?
That was me. And then I stumbled into Dennis Quaid's arms. He did his own stunt. And I fall into Dennis Quaid's arms, and we fall backwards into a Christmas tree.
Did he make you fall first? No, I'm just kidding.
No, and then I'm actually on top of him.
Yes!
And it's like, but that was kind of fun to do. But they only did 1 take.
That's how good you were.
I would love to have been in his arms more than once.
Me too. No, I'm just kidding. My funny thing is, after 23 years of having my 95 Wrangler, I'm going to be selling it.
Really?
Yep. It's painful, but it's time to give it a new owner for a while, and that's something nobody knows I'm doing.
A Wrangler, Jeep
95.
Wrangler.
95, black one. So, well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. How would our current enthusiasts or future pickleball pros and current pickleball pros, which you can go with IPTPA or the PPR or whatever you want to choose. It's totally up to you. We're both IPTPA certified.
Yeah.
How would they get in touch? Wheelchair as well. How would they get in touch with you?
Well, I set up 2 Facebook groups.
Yes.
One of them is Pickleballers of McKinney, Texas, and that's for anyone to join. And then I set one up that says Wheelchair Pickleballers, and then it has the emoji of a wheelchair, so it's real easy to spot. I already have 45 people on there. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but they're all wheelchair. Or I only allow wheelchair people or like physical therapists or occupational therapists or someone that's involved with someone with wheelchairs, maybe a child that doesn't do Facebook. So I've connected with a lot of people. And I was at the U.S. Open this last April, and I met a lot of wheelchair people there. One from Canada, one from Australia.
Yeah, wow.
And so I met up with them, and they're on there, but they don't really post very much.
Well, that's how they'll reach you, and then in turn, like a lot of my guests that come on, when their episode drops, they send that out, and then that goes out to your wheelchair people. They can send out your video. But that most importantly, we're going to keep doing this wheelchair thing together.
Yeah, exactly. And if somebody's interested or knows someone that's interested,
yes,
please have them go on that site, and then
say it one more time, please.
Yeah.
Was it again? Pickleball? What's it called?
It's called Wheelchair Pickleballers. Now, Michael O'Leary he was out of Florida, but now he lives in Georgia. He has a Facebook page called Wheelchair Pickleball, and he gave me the okay to go ahead because he wasn't doing any, pumping and promoting. So I told him I would do Wheelchair Pickleballers.
Okay.
But I've got the little emoji of a wheelchair at the end of it, so it's easy to pick out.
Okay, well, we're going to do a lot of work that got listeners.
Yes, thank you.
So would you enjoy to come back?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't scare her off. So anyway, but listen, I can be reached at reesebracketsports.com. That's my website. We'll be updating the courts that are going in where I'm going to be full-time at and some other places I'll be at, as well as you have any questions, email me. Comments, want to come on, reesebracketsports.com. But thank you for joining me. My guest here, the best ever. She wasn't as bad as I thought she was going to be, Ren. If you, for any mood you're in, wherever you're at, pop on the Vocal app there and check out all our different shows, because there's a show for your mood. I can tell you that right now. And by all means, if you see anybody, wheelchair or not, obviously she knows I love her, say, come on, let's pickle. Yeah. Don't think about it. Yeah. You guys have a great week and happy Thanksgiving. All right?
Thank you.
Take care.
Coming through.